Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined for the first time in a long time in person by Josh Kelly. Josh, how you doing?
I'm good, my man. I'm good. Yourself?
I'm very good, thanks. You've obviously signed with Wasserman Boxing. Previously, we know you were with Matchroom. We've seen you in some big fights. What were the main things that prompted you to make the decision to move to Wasserman and now be back on Sky Sports?
Yeah, I mean, Sky's massive. One of the things that prompted us to move there. I had off Eddie on the table and Wasserman. I just weighed them up, and obviously they suited me better on a personal note. So and sometimes you've got to be selfish in this boxing, and that's why I'm there. I've got to think of myself. So I went here, and there's no hard feelings between me and Eddie. I think it's just business, but it is what it is. And I'm here, and I'm looking forward to working with Callum and Issa because I really like them. I think they're great guys, and this is a huge company. It's going to fly.
And was it kind of the size of the platform being on Sky? I know obviously DAZN's growing, but Sky's established. Was it financial? Was it keeping you active?
Yeah, mate, a bit of everything, to be honest with you. Obviously, Sky's a household thing. Everyone's got more than likely everyone's got a Sky box. They click on the telly and the Sky's there. While DAZN's a little bit up and coming. I feel like it's good, but you got to. I think a lot of the older casual fans are going to struggle with that. But hey, mate, I think this is going to be massive. It's going to be massive, and like I said, Wasserman and Callum and this are great to be a part of that team and Sky. So yeah.
Now, the last time we saw you in a ring, obviously you wouldn't want reminding of it too much, was the fight with Avanesyan. When you were up on the press conference stage, you alluded to some personal issues you were going through for a while that really came to a head leading up to that fight. You probably don't want to go into that too much, but can you give us an idea of how it impacted you in terms of during your training camp and what effect it had?
I think it was just, I think it's a bit just mental health a little bit, but like nothing to do with boxing, just to do with myself. It was weird. Like it was just playing out in different fights before, but I've sorted that out. And like obviously, like mental health's massive now, especially with this COVID, and I think that's what needs to be highlighted more in boxing, because a lot of people a lot of people suppress it, and I mean, it wasn't like a massive thing, but it was like big enough to rattle us. Do you know what I mean? So, mate, I feel like it is what it is. I'm through that part. I'm through that little chapter. I got everything together, and I'm ready to start like sort of fresh, is it in a sense.
I agree with you. I think it's very important people do open up about that aspect, especially in a macho sport like boxing. People are reluctant to sometimes. Did you consider pulling out of the fight at all when you were struggling?
No, never, not me. But I heard people after the fight saying that obviously, well, yeah, but that was never going to happen because of all the background of the fight. I would never have did that. And obviously, hats off to David and his team. Neil and everyone, they're doing a great job with David, and he beat us on the night, and mate, that's all I can say. Like, obviously I can be this guy who, to be honest, I didn't really want to open up about that here, but I have, and it is what it is. It's a new start, it's a new thing, and yeah, I'm glad I'm through that chapter of my life.
Now, something a lot of people talked about straight after the fight was your weight and whether you'd move up potentially to 154. Is that the plan, or will you be staying at 147?
I think I'll compete. Compete at around 154 for my fight coming back. I think that extra £7 is going to make a massive difference. Obviously, I know I can personally still make welterweight. It's just having the time to be able to get the weight down. It takes a long time to get me down there and get his firing on all cylinders whilst I'm down there. So if a fight comes up in the future at welterweight, I'm never ever turn it down. I think I'll be able to compete between two weights, to be honest with you, and see what I'd do at 154. And if I feel like, listen, I feel as though I can go back down to welterweight, I'll do that. I'll go back down to welterweight, and fit and strong, I'll do that. I mean, I feel as though I'm a big welterweight, so it's always an advantage, but sometimes a disadvantage. So it is what it is.
Now, what do you see as the route back? I'm sure you've talked to the Sauerlands, I'm sure you've talked to Adam Booth, your trainer and manager, of course. What do you see as the route back? Because you were at European level against Avanesyan, you're not sure it'll be 147 or 154, but do you want to go for domestic belts again, or do you want to go kind of intercontinental type stuff to get a high world ranking? What's the idea?
I think they've got their own narrative and own idea about things. I trust them to build me, because I think personally, have a fight where I can get myself back in. Have not saying an easy fight, but a fight where I'm challenged. Because none of my fights, to be honest, from the start have ever been easy. I've never boxed a guy with a losing record. You know, every guy I've ever boxed has had a considerably high win to lose ratio. So it's hard because once I'm at that level, you don't really want to step back down. So it's just picking the right fights and building myself back into the fight. I know I can be.
How much of an impact on your decision to join Wasserman and Squire was your family? Because you've got a young family, obviously you want the best for them, you're very much a family man, we've talked before. Were they a big key to making this decision?
Yeah, I mean, mate, like, end of the day, it's all a job, it's all a business, so where you're getting where you feel your benefits you personally the most, then that's where you're going to go. I mean, that's what some of the choices come down to, like you said, and you got to be able to put food on the table. You got to be able to do that. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing, mate.
And how are the family? Because you talked earlier about some of the struggles you've had, but they must be an incredible support to you as well.
Oh, mate, huge. I mean, waking up every day with the kids, it's just that I feel blessed. Like going through all the stuff I had and waking up with them, it was unbelievable. Wife's been an absolute rock. I mean, my mum, I can't rate me mum and dad enough. They've been there non-stop. Everyone's been there, bro. If it weren't for them, I don't think I'd be I don't think I'd have got through that period where I was. So I'm buzzing through that, and I'm ready to return. Like really make a good goal, good show.
For people that won't see that, it was Harvey Horn dancing in the background, and it was very amusing. You'll never get to see it, but. How hard is kind of the mental aspect of coming back from your first defeat? And the way it was as well, like you alluded to earlier, there was a lot of build-up, a lot of back and forth because of the first fight being cancelled at short notice. And then to go on the biggest stage and that to happen, was it tough for you to come back from that?
No, it wasn't tough. It wasn't tough from a defeat aspect. It was just, like I said, it was more tough on the personal aspect, getting that sorted. Once I got through that, then I felt like, right, I've lost, so what? Most of I stepped up, I took a chance. I mean, I don't see many other people trying to call David out now. So I took a chance, I did that. Didn't work out. I was boxing well until it got stopped, until I just had no gas in the tank. And then, and that's it, mate. So I'm back, I'm ready, I'm back. And it's a learn for me. It's a massive learn for me, not a loss, it's a massive learn.
We saw you challenge Conor Benn on Twitter a few months ago now. Yeah, well, unless someone took over your Twitter account or hacked you or whatever, but yeah. I think you just said, now's the time, let's get it on or something. It wasn't like rude or anything, but you seem to want a fight with Conor Benn, at least at that point. Is that still the case, or was it ever the case?
No, listen, truly and honestly, my Twitter has been hacked, so but that still stands. Like that, thanks to the hackers, still stands. Listen, Conor's doing well, and that he knows that's still a big fight. He knows it's still around at 147. I mean, I need to get the weight right. And when I get back down there, then I can. Do you know what I mean? And that's the way it'll go. But he knows. So.
And what about other names at welterweight? You've got the rising guys like Michael McKinson, people like that, but you've also got established names like Kell Brook and Amir Khan, who are maybe looking into fighting each other. But if that doesn't come off, is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, mate, massively. I think I'll fight once before the end of the year, get myself in that situation, put myself in a boxing situation, fighting situation again, and then and roll on, mate. And I'm ready to start. I'm ready to start getting in and doing things, bro. I've never ever been worried or trying to avoid anybody fight-wise. I think I've stepped up quicker than a lot of people have ever. I mean, people don't realise the Ray Robinson fight, how big of a fight that actually was and how good he was. Last person to beat Terence Crawford is an amateur. I mean, massive. Drew Kavalauskas, it's mental, like. But I mean, I feel like I've never. I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'll get my job done. I'll go in there, and I think I'm ready for a good few years at the top. Can't wait.
Will people, like fans at home, will they notice any differences in you when they see you back in the ring? Obviously, inside things have changed. Mentally, you've in a different place now. But will there be anything physical that they'll be able to see that's different? Anything new you're trying in the gym? Anything like that?
I might be a bit fatter the first time back, lad. I'm not sure. Like I'm just gonna go back to my natural self. my natural style and my natural self is like, it's the way I feel as I cause most people problems. It's not me being anywhere cocky or derogatory in the ring to the other person. It's just my natural style. I'm probably one of the most humble and under the radar sort of guys outside the ring you'll meet, but inside the ring I want to do me, and that's why I'm going to go back. I think I'm going to do what I want to do best and be elusive and be awkward and horrible to fight. Yeah.
And if you are kind of more active again, is that going to be tough for you, leaving the family behind? We've talked about it before, but it must be hard. You're seeing them growing up, they're still very young, your kids, and you're going to be away in training camps more often again now.
Yeah, mate, that's a big thing. I mean, I wasn't with my mum. I've been away from my mum and dad, but my sisters, I've been like 16, 17 in Sheffield. So it's in us now. So sort of like, it's what I got to do. It's your job. I got to do it. So it's not like at the start it was a hard thing being pulled away, but now it's like, well, years to come, you're going to see if it's worth it. It'll pay the bills, and you'll be living a nicer life than I lived when I grew up. So.
I think you're living a pretty good life already. To be fair, I see the pictures on Instagram. You're not doing too bad, but still more to go. Still more to go.
I don't want to just a little bit. I want to be able to sit back, and I want to be comfortable, and I want to be able to say, listen, give you a life for that. My mum and dad try to give us everything, but trying to give you everything from nothing is different from giving you something from everything. So I mean, I want to give the kids an easier life. So that's the plan.
Fingers crossed, and yeah, hope it all goes really well for you.